What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and today we have a special little collaboration with you guys with a professional football player from Canada. He plays for Valour in this Canadian Premier League. He also has a YouTube channel, so it's very cool. If you guys ever want to take a look at him and kind of check out what his life in the day of a professional athlete here in Canada, you obviously go to his channel. Link is in the description. You can find him there. But I'm really excited to sit down with him. We're going to talk about kind of his career path. We're going to talk about what it was like growing up in Canada and obviously following his dream to become a professional, and also even take a little look at the Canadian men's national team. He's got a connection with Kenney, and it should be pretty cool to see everything around him. So hopefully you guys can sit back, relax, and enjoy this collaboration with William Akio. All right, guys, we are joined today by William Akio of the CPL. He plays for Valour. He's a talented young player. I'm excited to have him on today. We got a bunch of questions lined up for him, but I don't know if, William, you want to just come in and give us a kind of little quick background about yourself before we get going?
Yeah, so my name is William Akio, of course. I just finished my 3 years in college down in University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. I've been playing soccer for 10 years now. And, you know, it's been definitely a crazy roller coaster, tons of ups and downs. But I'm happy to be here, and I'm just happy to be on this channel, answer some questions.
Perfect. So just looking at a background of obviously growing up in Canada, I mean, for me, I grew up in a small town, kind of figured the chance of making it professional was low. So I'm just curious, looking at your background and where you came from, when did you think that you had a realistic chance of making it as a professional?
Probably around, like, when I was younger, obviously I just used to play for like fun. I just really loved the game. And right around the age of like 13, 14, I knew I had some skill, I had some good speed, agility, and I understood the game well, like better than other people around me. And that's when I was like, okay, I want to take this to the next level. And right away, I knew what it takes. And I know it was going to be a lot of hard work, a lot of downs. You had to go through a lot of obstacles. And, I was just ready for the challenge. And ever since around that age, everything started clicking in, 13, 14. And that's when I just started to really put in the work and see if I could become a professional one day.
Not bad. What was your experience growing up in Canada when it came to academies, to finding clubs? Was it kind of smooth, or did you go some times where you didn't know where you're going to play next season?
So I played for like a little club called Northside Soccer. Me and all my brothers did. And the reason why we chose to play for just a small little club in the city in Calgary, all of the big clubs in the academies are super expensive, man. They're crazy expensive. My parents couldn't even afford anything. So we decided to just play for like local club. And I was there for like almost my whole youth until about 16, 17. And then I made a move to a bigger club with a nice academy, like a proper structure of trainings and stuff. And I did that for 2 years, and then things got expensive, so I just went back to Calgary Northside. So I didn't really get to play with like the best young players growing up, like the academies, like the tournaments and all that stuff, which is kind of interesting because that's all the kids that played in that academy were the ones that got the opportunity to go on trials, and a lot of them now are pro and stuff like that. So my road up was kind of a bit trickier. I just got lucky, and as I was getting older and getting better at the game, people were just wanting me to come and join for free. So that's kind of what I banked on.
Yeah, and that obviously, I'm assuming if I remember correctly, the route you took was to go to the States. Yeah, I'm assuming you had a scholarship there, and then that took you to a contract with the CPL club, Valour?
Yeah, so I played after my U18 final year of the academy. Calgary Northside. I then went to I got a scholarship offer to University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, and that scholarship came from me playing. I played in the USL 2. I played in the USL 2 for Calgary Foothills in 2018, and we won the national championships. And I had that was probably the best 3 games of my life: quarterfinal, semifinal, final. And prior to those 3 games, I didn't really get to play. Like, I was a bench player and everything. So I got my opportunity, did very well, scored like 3 goals in those last 3 games. We won the championships. And then like 2 days later, I got a Facebook message from one of the coaches, Paul Lees at the University of Texas. And I didn't know what to think of it. I kind of showed my parents. I don't know if it was real or not. I thought it was like a little scam or whatever. But then I messaged them back, and everything was legit. And literally, I didn't have enough money to go for a visit or anything. So I just said, I'll sign it and I'll be there next week. So that was probably the biggest step of my life I took.
Straightforward
Yeah,
kind of thinking. I like it. That's very cool.
yeah. I just went straight for it.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your play style, favorite position, and if you had to maybe make a transition of going from winger, striker, cam, anything like that?
So growing up, I was always a winger. Um, and even now, I just changed my position to striker. That's where, these pro coaches are thinking I'll do the best in is in the striker position. And in my final year of college, I was playing striker and I did very well there as well. But naturally, I was always a winger. And with my speed, my agility, my ability to move the ball and do skills and stuff like that, that really helped me as a winger. But as I transitioned into moving into striker, my runs in behind are quite lethal. So I have a lot of speed running in behind defenders and stuff like that. So that has definitely helped my game improve. And I feel like that's the reason why I'm at this level now, because of my position change.
Nice. What was it like adapting to going to the CPL, to going to Valour, your new surroundings, your new teammates? Big step, big notice from training with them than it was your last team?
Yeah, so the training has definitely been, the transition has been pretty crazy actually. I didn't know how much running that you had to do, especially during the preseason. Preseason kicked my ass, but it was fun. It was fun nonetheless. I love working hard, I love putting in that extra work. So for me, it wasn't too big of a problem, but it was very eye-opening to see how hard, these professional athletes train every single day, day in, day out, on the field, off the field, recovery and everything. So that transition was very interesting to me, because in college it wasn't like that. We could get away with a little bit more, being a little bit more lazy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now that I'm in the professional life, it's definitely a lot more harder. You got to work hard. You got to stay mentally sharp, and you just got to be ready for opportunity.
Yeah. Looking, I guess you grew up in Canada just like I did. What do you think the CPL kind of means to the growth of the Canadian sport? I mean, obviously soccer has a backseat to some of the other sports in this country, but I think the introduction of the CPL, for at least my perspective, has been good for just kind of getting more fans involved. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. I think the CPL is a great league. I know before Canada's tried to have a couple professional leagues and they folded. So I think now this one is here to stay. I believe that. Unfortunately, we had to go through COVID and stuff, and maybe we could be at a different position than we are now. But the Canada is still working hard towards this league, and I feel like in the next 5 years, it's going to be something really, really big. A lot of kids in this country, myself included, we had to leave to see if we can pursue a professional career. But now that we have this here at home, this is something that we can just work on and stay here. A lot of university kids, my brothers in the university system and stuff, they can look up to this league now instead of, trying to go elsewhere.
Yeah, and I stayed in Canada. I didn't quite make it, so I mean, it's
yeah.
okay. But so looking at the new season, do you have any personal goals for yourself? Any goal number? Any amount of wins? Any just any type of personal growth kind of goal for the upcoming season?
I also have my own goals that I'd like to make. Obviously, number one is win a championship with the team, because that's the most important. And personal goals, I want to score 10 goals, hopefully get 10 assists. Those are just my numbers. I had those numbers in college too. And those, I think if I can hit that, that'd be amazing, and it'll help me progress further.
Nice. And we touched a little bit on what it was like growing up in Canada. And I've been a huge football fan, soccer fan. I know we don't know what to call it, but I've been a huge fan of the sport growing up, and I've never really seen our national team kind of get to where they are now. Now, I guess taking a look at yourself, a young Canadian, does it give you encouragement? Does it give you drive seeing where some of these Canadians have gone to, the likes of Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David? What does their stories mean to you?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like when you see like worldwide stars come from Canada, it gives you so much motivation. It gives you the inspiration. It lets you know that not only they can do it, we can do it too. Who knows who could be next in this country. And that just goes to show that we have a lot of talent in this country. We just got to pick them out and give them the best path. And I feel like with Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies, these guys, they were given a perfect path, to becoming one of the best players in the world. And that just goes to show that there's not only two of them, there's probably thousands of them all over the country. And with, like I said, with this new league, that's what's going to birth them. It's going to find some different players in this country.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. If there's one Canadian men's national team player that you've looked up through, whether it's growing up or if it's someone that you just developed, who's the one player you kind of look up and you want to be like, you know what, that's the guy. That's a guy I want to kind of replicate.
A tough one.
Because you're a striker, like you said, so that made me think. Because I mean, Alfonso's obviously a big one, but
Mm-hmm. Alfonso's obviously there for all of us. Um, That's a good question. I might have to say, I'm gonna say Piet. I know he's not.
Yeah.
I know he's not in my position or anything, but just the guy is always playing in and out. He has so many caps for Canada, and he's super solid. You know, his work rate, he never stops running and everything, and I love watching him.
I love it. That's good. It was an off book kind of answer. I mean, you're right. Samuel Piet's got over 50 caps for the Canadians. Wasn't one that I think gets recognized for that. So I think it's very cool that you pointed him out. But we have a big tournament coming up for the Canadians in the Gold Cup. We don't know what kind of team will dress because we have the octagon to look at. So I don't know if you want to give any kind of predictions of how you think the Canadians will get on in the Gold Cup, or how they will compete with the best of CONCACAF for the finals of the octagon.
I think, we've struggled in the recent years, but after they just eliminated Haiti, I feel like they have it, like they have what it takes to win more games and to beat these teams. I look at their forward line, their midfield line, everything's starting to look really solid together. And I wanted to point out another player, Scott Kennedy. I grew up playing with him, and now he's in Germany and everything. Yeah, we played in Calgary together a lot, and now he's in Germany, and now he's got his chance at the national team. And I think everything is coming together slowly but surely, and hopefully in this 2026 World Cup when it's here, I honestly think we do have a chance. I know a lot of people think I'm crazy by saying that, but I think we have a chance of going far, honestly.
No, I like it. And now I have to touch on Scott Kennedy, because obviously the emergence of him playing as a left-sided center back, showing that he's got that potential to maybe make even jump in his own career upwards. He's playing in the second Bundesliga right now. What was it like playing with him growing up? And does it surprise you to see kind of the jump he's made and making into the national team?
Yeah, honestly, wasn't necessarily surprising. He was always a hard worker. We played each other in high school and stuff. And it was funny because he wasn't a defender in high school. He was playing forward. He had really good feet. He was tall, scored a lot of headers. And once he made the jump into Europe, he started at a lower division, I think 4th, 5th division, and then, worked his way up to 3rd division. And I remember, he felt like quitting because things weren't going well. But, he kept his head down, he kept on working. And then eventually he moved up from 3rd division to 2nd division, got a good contract. And, now he's in the Canadian men's national team. That just goes to show you that as long as you work hard, no matter what obstacles come your way, you'll be able to overpass them. So I'm really happy for him.
Absolutely. And I mean, he made it in there at the age of 24. So it's not like he made it naturally easy coming in at 18, 19, 20. He had obviously to work for it. And it's very interesting. It touches on another point, because you obviously did a video about being called up to another national team, which didn't rule you out of being representing Canada one day. So I don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit and say kind of what it means, or where your status is right now.
Yeah. So it was the FIFA Arab Cup. That's going to happen in December, a little friendly tournament. So it's not like a competition. They're not like competitive games. So I wouldn't be ruled out to play for Canada. But I was really happy, obviously. It would have been really good for me to go and get my eyes seen by a lot of European teams and coaches, because, it's those tournaments where, you play the game of your life and you never know what could happen in the future. But yeah, I was really happy. I feel like it was also a really good thing that it wasn't a competitive match, because one day I could represent Canada if they come knocking on my door. But I feel like it's something that every kid dreams of, playing for a national team, whether it's over here in Canada where I grew up or where I was birthed in South Sudan, Africa.
No, that's very cool. And I mean, I hope we get the opportunity as well. And like you said, doesn't cap tie or anything, gives you cool experience. And I'm pretty sure, reading through your comment section, I saw the likes of potentially Mahrez or someone like that was going to be there. I don't know. I don't know if you want to touch on that, or some of the players that you may see if you do go to that tournament.
I think I didn't really look into it too much. I read the comments too. I think it was Ziyech. Was it Ziyech?
Ziyech, yep.
Yeah, I think it was. And then I know some Egypt was in there too. So I think that's Salah.
Oh, that's Salah. That'd be very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, a couple of those players. So it would have been really cool for me to go. But unfortunately, COVID, lots of COVID restrictions. I'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks. When I get there, 2 weeks, and I come back, I'd miss a good chunk of my season here. Yeah. And yeah, it'd be kind of a mess. So I wasn't able to go. But hopefully, if they win the game, I think they postpone their game for tomorrow. If they win that game of qualification against Jordan, then I'll be able to go there my off season.
That'd be sweet, man. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
We got two more questions to wrap it up for you. One a little bit on the personal note, and then one just is a question I'm gonna ask you. So the first one on the personal note is that you've obviously started a YouTube channel, and I don't know if you want to talk about it a little bit and say what it is, because obviously you got about 20,000 plus subscribers right now, and kind of giving you an up to date what's going on with your life.
Basically, I started this YouTube channel about a year and a few months ago. And the reason why I started is because I had knee surgery. I had knee surgery about a year and a half ago. And, you know, I was really depressed and stuff. I couldn't play, missed the rest of my season, missed the MLS draft. I was doing very well. It was a really big season for me. And then, you know, one of my teammates at the time, JJD, he also has a YouTube channel. And he told me to start a YouTube channel. And I did. At first, I didn't really think much of it. I was just talking about my recovery process, getting back into playing the game. And then after a while, I kind of started changing my niche up a little bit, doing vlogs, talking about, you know, the USL League, Academy League, trying to help out kids as much as I can. And then my videos started to blow up, started to take flight, and people started really enjoying my vlogs. So I kept that as my main niche, and I kept doing vlogs, game day vlogs once I got back and healthy, playing again in my final year. And then it just started really going off. And now getting up to 20,000 subscribers, you know, this means so much to me. You know, a lot of kids message me every day and with video ideas and stuff. And this channel is just basically for them to enjoy, for them to learn, for them to see behind the scenes of a professional athlete and a college athlete. And at the same time, I'm helping them with, you know, deciding what major to take, deciding, you know, the best tips you can do while you're in college, just all that good stuff for young kids. And I feel like that's why it's really taking flight. And I just want to keep it like that. I don't want to change anything.
No, I love it. And also, I mean, from my eyes, I noticed that it gives kids an insight as well as seeing a Canadian kid going for his goal, obviously being playing professional right now, and it shows what the behind the scenes kind of looks like. It's a very cool aspect. It's the reason it came up as a suggested video on myself, so I think it was very cool. I'm very excited that I reached out to you, and that you were obviously very nice to come on here. But that is very cool. I really enjoyed it. Keep doing your stuff. And the final question of the channel is, you can probably look behind me. I'm a Dortmund fan, so I just want to know what your thoughts are on Dortmund. I mean, being Canadian, Alphonso Davies put me in an awkward position, but I am a big Dortmund fan, so I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on the club.
It's funny. I remember, what was the Champions League game when you guys were against Bayern? Was
Bayern,
it?
Yeah, 2013.
Was that 2011?
2013.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite Champions League finals to watch. Unfortunately, you know, I was actually going for Dortmund at the time. And you know, Robin had to seal the deal with that nice goal there. But I'm kind of a fan of Dortmund. You know, when they play, if they're not playing Chelsea and they're not playing Barca, I'll be rooting for them. A big reason why I like Dortmund is Marco Reus. He's a player that a good attacking player that, you know, I follow really closely, and I'm happy he's never left. He's one of the most loyal professional soccer players that I know. And I think Dortmund's a good team. Hopefully they can win some trophies coming up soon, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah, no, very cool. Götze was my first little love there, but he chose the non-loyal route, so then I quickly grabbed on Royce for my favorite. Yeah. But no, that's very cool, my man. I really appreciate you coming on today. William, we'll put your link to your description, your YouTube channel as well. You guys can go follow him in his CPL journey this year. We wish him the best of luck getting those 10 goals and 10 assists. So William, I really appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, guys.